Hey guys, Baron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked where I climb the online VGC 20 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. In the last episode, we featured this really cool team revolving around Glaceon and Haxorus. This team was built by a player called Vishy, and they were able to get top 16 at Dallas Regional, so give them a follow on Twitter in the description below, and feel free to try out the teams yourselves as it is a rental team. We're just jumping right into today's episode, so let's see what we're going up against. As always, if you guys enjoy, please share support by leaving a like in the video. I'd really appreciate it. And no surprise that we're going up against one of the most common teams, the exact Durant team that we're using in the last episode. So I think this matchup is actually really shaky, and I think if it comes down to whether we can taunt Durant properly on if we can taunt Whimsicott turn 1, assuming my opponent needs it. So I'm thinking of leading Whimsicott and Duraludon, and by leading Duraludon, I basically bait a Max Quake into that slot. And what I can do is switch right out into Togekiss, because what I need to do is basically get rid of Dynamax turns as quickly as possible. Glaceon doesn't really provide anything for me in this matchup, and I think I like Dracovish more here because it one-shots things like Conkeldurr, Togekiss if we have proper speed control. Glaceon's actually not half bad, but yeah, I like Dracovish a little bit more. So we're going to lock in. We're going to see how this goes. I actually think this matchup is really bad for us because I think Durant one-shots everything on this team more or less. So if we're able to win the Whimsicott speed tie turn 1 and get the taunt off against the opposing Whimsicott, then I think we honestly just win the game right from there. But if not, I think we're going to be in a really tricky spot. So we'll see what my opponent decides to lead with. And also, so question of the day, I want to know your guys' thoughts on this. So I haven't really ever done like advertisements or sponsored videos in the past, and that's because most of the companies that have reached out to me, I haven't really like believed in their products, and I don't want to be advertising something that I have no interest in using myself. But I recently got contacted by a bunch of cool companies that have really interesting products, and I'm curious if you guys would mind occasional sponsored videos. You know, it wouldn't take more than like a minute or a minute and a half right before Road to Ranks or whatever video I'm doing. So let me know your perspectives on that. I don't do YouTube for the money, but whatever money I get from that, I could also be able to put back into a channel, and more importantly, I'd only do it for products that I actually believe in. So curious on your thoughts and would love your guys' opinions. So this is the lead I expected. I am going to go for the taunt here onto Whimsicott, and like I said, I want to bait the Max Quake out ideally here, so I'm going to just hard switch into Togekiss. I think you very rarely go for Max Steel or Max Bug into, or Max Rockfall into Duraludon. My opponent might go for a Max Steel Spike onto my Whimsicott. And what could be scary here is if they don't go for a Tailwind, then they just double up onto my Whimsicott turn 1. But like I said, because this matchup is, I think, really bad for us, we have to kind of figure out a clever way around it. So I hate relying on a 50-50 turn 1. But if we get it, like I said, I think we honestly just win the game. So I think it's worth going for. So let's see. No, we don't get it. It's super frustrating. Okay. Can't complain about that. We'll have Tailwind advantage after this turn, so we're going to want to Tailwind this following turn. There's Max Quake. Yep, so that got what I wanted out of that. So this next turn, we can go for a Tailwind of our own. Really wish we had Charm here. But you can see how, basically, if I got that taunt off, and my opponent doesn't Tailwind, this next turn I just go for my own Tailwind, Max Dynamax, and Max Flare into Durant. And I think I just win the game, because I think Togekiss beats my opponent's entire team at that point. So we're likely going to eat Steel or Rockfall, so I think I'm going to want to just Tailwind here and swap Togekiss out into Duraludon. So we're just going to swap back out. It's likely my opponent doubles up onto the Togekiss slot. So, yeah, I don't think there's a better way around this, to be honest. Because once again, if we get that off, I think we just steamroll our opponent. But even if we don't get it, we're still not in like the worst position. So Whimsicott's actually going to switch out. Okay, let's see what comes in. It's going to be my opponent's own Togekiss, okay. So basically, we want to stall out the Dynamax from my opponent's end, and then we can just click Heat Wave. I'm assuming it's going to go for Max Steel Spike or Rockfall here. Let's see. Either way, we've staggered our Tailwind, so now we'll get an extra turn. And it is going to be Max Rockfall, yeah. Into Duraludon. Yep. Okay. The problem here is that this next turn, my opponent could just get a double knockout anyway by going for a Max Quake onto Duraludon and like Air Slash onto Whimsicott. And there's still 2 more turns of Tailwind to burn out. It is my opponent's last turn of Dynamax though, which is good. Could swap my Whimsicott out into Dracovish. The question here is, does my opponent predict my Duraludon switching out. Togekiss is my main win con, so I can't afford to switch it out, I don't think. So I think I'm going to go for the Flash Cannon into the opposing Togekiss. It's just so annoying because I know this is Scope Lens Togekiss. I think I'd rather conserve Dracovish and let it be fully healthy, yeah. I'm just going to Moonblast then into Togekiss. And I doubt I get this Flash Cannon off, but I'm going to go for it anyway. So, presumably, Durant's just going to Max Quake us. I mean, I could play aggressively there and just switch out Duraludon. But I don't know how I feel about that. And yeah, okay, he actually goes for Max Steel Spike. Although that's actually smart, yeah. Steel Spike the Whimsicott and then go for Dazzling Gleam to knock out Duraludon. Which covers pretty much every option. So, what is in our favor right now is that we will be able to Dynamax Togekiss. Durant has to hit this Iron Head now. Actually, more importantly, we'll get the Flash Cannon off of Duraludon. I forgot about that. Yeah, nice. So, yeah, by going for that turn 1 play, my opponent was afraid. And the nice thing here is that Whimsicott can't set up another Tailwind quite yet. There's still one more turn of Tailwind. So I think I'm actually going to go ahead into Togekiss because Dynamax Togekiss can survive a Life Orb Iron Head from this Durant. We also have Protect, so we could Protect. Yeah, so I'll take that. I'll definitely take that. Let's see what comes back out. It's Conkeldurr. I don't mind seeing that. Let's see. It's probably just going to Mach Punch Duraludon. I don't know if that knocks us out. The thing is that Durant will probably activate our Weakness Policy, and once you activate our Weakness Policy, we can just Dynamax. Actually, let me just check one thing. So we have 2 turns of Tailwind, yeah. So my opponent is going to be able to reset Tailwind, but we'll get the Speed Boost, meaning that we should outspeed Durant. So I'm just going to actually Dynamax and Max Airstream the Conkeldurr here. And if for some reason Mach Punch doesn't go out into Duraludon, because you might be expecting like a Follow Me, Thunderbolt should just knock out the Durant. So here my opponent has to hit the Hustle. If you don't, then I think you instantly lose the Hustle Iron Head. Even if you hit it, you're going to activate our Weakness Policy. We'll knock out Conkeldurr. And then we'll have Dracovish in the back next to Togekiss. And we know that Durant doesn't have Protect, and it'll be a +1 speed with Tailwind, so we can just knock out Durant the following turn. So there's Iron Head coming out. Yep, that doesn't knock us out. And more importantly, no Mach Punch comes out from the Conkeldurr, so I think that should be a game, actually. I think we'll be able to win this one. Yeah, because now Weakness Policy is activated. This +2 Max Airstream, I presume, knocks out Conkeldurr. Yeah, nice. Obviously, we know that's Assault Vest Conkeldurr, but not enough to handle the +2 Max Airstream, and then Thunderbolt just knocks out the Durant here. So, yeah, like, Durant, I think, beats this entire team, but one way to play around it is basically wasting just 1 turn of its Dynamax and using our Dynamax really, really well, as Thunderbolt just gets the knockout. Yeah, so even though we didn't get the turn 1 Taunt Off there, it actually ended up being fine. But you can see how if we get that Taunt Off, like, our Togekiss literally just one-shots everything on the opposing side. And we can even choose not to Dynamax it, so we can just click Heat Wave and not worry about Follow Me to hit the Durant. But, yeah, that's why I figured it was worth gambling on turn 1. I don't think I have a better turn 1 play. And with Taunt, like, if you get it, I mean, 50% of the time you're in such a good spot. So, yeah, Whimsicott's our opponent's last one, but nothing they can really do at this point. And by staggering Tailwind, you know, I knew I had an extra turn to work with, basically, as well. So, yeah. Gonna pick up a win here. Obviously, the Battle Stadium season reset, so we're in Season 3 now. Ended Season 2, I think, in the 400, so not too bad, but I think in the future, maybe this season, I'd like to try to climb higher, like, especially at the end of the season, and try to make, like, a late push for it. But, yeah, we're just going to look for our next opponent and just try to get to Master Ball tier. 2 more wins, consecutive wins might put us there, but we'll see. Working on some new stuff as well, so stay tuned. And I forgot to mention this in the beginning of the video, but I'm going to be doing a 100k celebration live stream. I think I mentioned that in the last Road to Rank. That's going to be on Friday. Originally, I wanted to do it at 12 p.m. Eastern time, but I think I'm going to push it back to around, like, say, like 1:30ish to 2. Maybe a little bit later than that, but it's going to be on for all of, like, Friday afternoon. So if you don't follow my Twitch already, give me a follow at Cybertron VGC. It's going to be in Eastern time, and yeah. Looking forward to interacting with you guys. I finally set up a lot of cool subscriber perks, so yeah, give some incentive to subscribe on Twitch, and more importantly, just hang out with all of you. So let's get into this next game. Pretty standard team here, nothing too crazy. But definitely some scary stuff. Obviously, as always, have to worry about potential like Thunder Waves from Grimmsnarl, which I think can be pretty tough. Paralysis is actually really rough, I think, for the majority of this team. I like Haxorus a lot here, to be honest. Like, a Dynamax Haxorus can put in a ton of work here, especially because we've got White Herb for the Intimidates. And I definitely misplayed in that last game, the last episode in the first game. I forgot that this Haxorus has access to close combat, so we want to make sure that we take advantage of that more. Leaning towards leading Whimsicott, Haxorus. We want Dracovish in the back. Duraludon's not bad offensively here, quite honestly. I don't like Glaceon when my opponent has Sand and Arcanine, to be honest. And I don't know, Togekiss, like I'm not the biggest fan of bringing when my opponent has Tyranitar and Excadrill. So I'm going to go with Duraludon because we've got Thunderbolt for the Gyarados, Flash Cannon for the Togekiss and the Duraludon, and the Tyranitar as well. So let's see how this plays out. The one thing I have to watch out for is that my opponent leads Grimmsnarl plus Togekiss or Grimmsnarl plus Gyarados, because you can go for Fake Out and Max Airstream, which I think is a pretty likely play if my opponent goes with that lead. It is Grimmsnarl or Togekiss. Okay. That's actually a really good lead against what I brought. But one really cool play we can actually make here is if I'm expecting... I don't know how much Max Steel Spike does against Togekiss with Helping Hand. I've got to worry about Babiri Berry as well, I guess, so this is not super fun. Because I'm leaning towards Helping Hand, because Helping Hand will go off before Fake Out. Yeah, I think I'm actually just going to go for a Helping Hand, Dynamax, and Max Steel Spike into Togekiss. If it's like an offensive one, this might just KO. But I led pretty poorly into this lead specifically, and I even called it before going into it, so I don't know. I don't know what the safest lead for me in this game would have been, because the problem here is you can also just go for Thunder Wave onto Haxorus and Max Starfall, which might KO us. Although that's a little bit risky, because if I just Tailwind there, I'll negate the Thunder Wave. Yeah, the problem here is that my opponent has a ton of different plays they can go for if they have the Babiri Berry on Togekiss. That also makes things a lot more difficult. So, maybe I should have not let... The scary thing in Best of 1 is, like, Whimsicott's against a potential Fake Out user is you always have to, like, play around the Fake Out. If they don't go for it, it's super frustrating because you can always just, often get that Tailwind off. So let's see if they go for it. We're going to get Helping Hand off first. Ideal would be, like, Fake Out into Haxorus, but you would never Fake Out Haxorus there. Alright, there's Fake Out into Whimsicott. Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright, it's not Babiri Berry, so let's see if +1 Steel Spike's enough to knock this out. So close. Yeah, it was worth the shot. Max Airstream, yep. Okay. The problem here is that it's probably Fake Tears Grimmsnarl as well. So you can go for like Fake Tears and double up on a Haxorus this next turn. And all my Pokemon are quite weak. Leftovers? Togekiss? Huh. Okay, I have to say I did not anticipate that. Guess I'll bring out Duraludon. Yeah. If we get that knockout, I think we just win the game, to be honest. So, once again, I think it's worth gambling there a little bit. This team is super hyper offensive though, and it's like if you really want it to set up Tailwind, so I don't know though. What do I lead to beat Grimmsnarl Togekiss with this team? I guess Duraludon. But Duraludon is not that great against like T-Tar-Exca. So in a best of 1, I don't know if we had like a super consistent lead, but let's just focus on trying to win the game right now. I need to knock out Togekiss, so I think I'm just gonna double up onto it. Yeah, I'm just gonna Flash Cannon and Steel Spike it. I mean, both of these are weak to Steel. We actually see Reflect. I wonder if Max Starfall knocks out here. If not, that'd actually be really good. Well, first we'll see what it targets. It might be Duraludon. Nope, goes into Haxorus. Yeah, we actually survived. That's huge. Because we'll knock out the Togekiss here, and we'll get... Like, no Fake Tears is interesting there. Wonder if it had it. Haxorus is faster, yeah. So we'll get the Steel Spike off, which will knock out Togekiss. It will give us a defense boost, which is actually quite nice on the Duraludon as well, because my opponent might have like Tyranitar Excadrill on the back. And we'll also get a Life Orb Flash Cannon off against this Grimmsnarl. If it's not Babiri Berry, that might just KO because my opponent didn't set up a Light Screen. So she's going to go for Reflect over Light Screen is interesting, but that might pay out in the long run. since I have Dracovish as the last Pokemon and I don't have Tailwind up in this game. Yeah, we actually just get a double knockout there. Okay, not bad. So the main thing here now is, does Tyranitar and Excadrill come out? Because it might have actually been better to have not knocked out Grimmsnarl to get my opponent, to force my opponent to only bring in one Pokemon for free. Now you get 2 free switch-ins with Reflect being up. So there's Excadrill. I'm assuming Tyranitar. Yeah. Which is obviously not ideal. I mean, you kind of have to knock out Haxorus here, though, right? Don't you? And then maybe Superpower with Tyranitar? I need to knock out Excadrill, that's the thing. If we want to knock out Excadrill... I mean, Flash Cannon is not knocking out Tyranitar, and I don't want to activate a weakness policy either. So I think I'm actually just going to Draco Meteor the Excadrill. And Max Quake it, yeah. I don't think Haxorus is getting this attack off, but for some reason... Rock Slide actually... Ooh! Wow, we dodged that. Yeah, I don't know why... Rock Slide is not the play there. I think you have to Iron Head, man. Unless you don't have Iron Head for some reason, but that would be really odd. I mean, I think we just win the game now. So, we still have to not get flinched, I guess, on Duraludon, but that was a lucky dodge for sure. Like, I don't know, but that's why I think, like, it's never worth it to go for it on my opponent's end. Like, the chance of missing is not worth losing your Excadrill, because if you lose Excadrill, you just lose the game 100%. We do flinch, though, which would give some justice, I guess. Okay. And we have one more turn of sand. Okay. I mean, I guess if Excadrill has Earthquake here, we still probably lose. Yeah, I'm just gonna Flash Cannon Excadrill and close combat the Tyranitar. Because we'll win a 1v1 with the Dracovish. Close game for sure. I'm not too happy about how I played it, mainly because I got led into Fake Out. He's actually got Earthquake. Okay. Yeah, we probably lose then. Although if you had Earthquake, I think you always should just Earthquake like the previous turn. Although I guess, yeah, you should always Earthquake the previous turn, because then you also activate your own weakness policy. Although I guess then I could Flash Cannon to knock out your Tyranitar, but, I don't know. This Brick Break comes out, okay. Well, it's up to Dracovish now. I guess the thing is, you can't really hit me if you're running, like, Rock Slide, Iron Head, Earthquake. Wait, that was weakness policy Tyranitar, right? Yeah. Reflect is up too. Unfortunate. I would need my opponent to Earthquake themselves and then to just double knockout with Rock Slide. We could also flinch with Rock Slide, so I think Rock Slide might be the correct play. If we Fish his Ren Tyranitar, 2 Earthquakes should knock out Dracovish. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Rock Slide, hoping my opponent just Earthquakes himself here. And that's what they go for. Please, Dracovish, just hit this Rock Slide. That knocks out Tyranitar, right? Okay. Nice. Let's get it. Yeah, I mean, Tyranitar could have protected there, but I think that was probably my best bet. If I predict to protect on Tyranitar, then my play there is to go for Fish's Rend on Excadrill. But he hadn't been going for Protect earlier, which I think was kind of odd. So, found a small out, and we ended up getting it. But that wasn't the cleanest of games. Cleanest in the sense that, I mean... let me think. If... It actually puts us in Master Ball tier. Okay, cool. So we get some battle points as well. Yeah, I don't know. What do I lead against Grimmsnarl and Togekiss? I know, given that I know it's not Babiri Berry, I guess, I go Whimsicott and Duraludon as we go up against the top 400 player immediately. So, see if we can go up against a pretty familiar team, too. A Rash's Pikachu team. Man, I want to bring Glaceon so badly, but these games are just not been for Glaceon, to be honest. I also have to worry about the Fake Out, like Max Airstream play, like we just saw in that last game from Pikachu and Togekiss, which I think is actually could happen. Let's see, we know it's Air Balloon. I want to get Tailwind up, so I might prioritize not Oh, you know it's not Babiri Berry on the Togekiss though, right? It is weakness policy. So maybe we can just go Whimsicott Duraludon here and just go for like that helping hand play like I mentioned. I think we definitely want Dracovish in this matchup. And offensive Togekiss honestly looks pretty good here. So much to the point where I would like thinking about leading with it, but less inclined to do that. I don't think Glaceon's good here, unfortunately. It's just weak to fire, steel, and fighting. We can't one-shot. I mean, we could freeze-dry things, but yeah, I'm going to bring Togekiss. Haxorus isn't half bad here, too, I guess, with White Herb. Actually, the more I think about it, the more I think I should have brought Haxorus. The main thing is just from that last game, like, Togekiss scares me, especially when it's next to Fake Out. But I don't know how, like, I don't think you're going to Pikachu Togekiss that often and Dynamaxing Togekiss turn 1, but we'll see. Well, my opponent makes me look smart. Okay, that's what I was predicting. Because we can just make the super sick play here of just what we did that last game, but this time just go for a helping hand. Dynamax and Max Steel Spike. Now, Pikachu here might opt to go for that might Dynamax instead and go for Max Electric, which actually could be really scary. So, I mean, our way around that would have been Tailwind and... Okay, we're Dynamaxing first, though, so that should be Togekiss Dynamaxing should have Dynamax. This will be such a sick play if it works out with the helping hand priority. I would be super stoked to see it happen. We shouldn't have won that last game, though. That was... honestly, both the first and second games, I thought I was going to lose. But my opponent obviously got a little unlucky that second game, and I think that is Togekiss Dynamaxing. I mean, this might work out, guys. This might just work out. This is going to be so sick if it happens, because then it's like you lose your Dynamax and I get Tailwind and your Pikachu can't do anything. Unless my opponent changed it to Babiri Berry Togekiss, which could be the case. But taking advantage of helping hand's priority right now. There's the Fake Out. Yep. No Babiri Berry. This is Life Orb, helping hand, Max Steel Spike. Haha. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Nice. Obviously, it's helped because, like, so many of the teams we played against today, we've used ourselves and we know what the sets are, so playing around it is a lot easier. But that is the downside of using a rental team when you're playing online. So, one cool thing you could do if you're playing with the rental team is take the same Pokemon, but change the sets, for example, using Babiri Berry. I think Togekiss survives there if it does have the Babiri Berry, but... Conkeldurr comes out. I mean, this Pikachu can't even do anything anymore, right? Like, I don't think we even need a Tailwind. Yeah, we can just Moonblast and Max Wormwind. Conkeldurr. Yeah, I think we just win the game. I mean, it would be really hard to lose this game after that turn 1. Especially because we know Pikachu has Fake Out Protect. So it switches out, okay, into Gyarados? No, Excadrill. That's fine. Let's see if Conkeldurr protects here. Probably will. No, it doesn't. Okay. Yeah. So, wow, that just almost knocks out by itself. And Excadrill's going to be at -1 attack now. But maybe this gives us enough time for a 4th game. We'll see. That's one of the really cool things about Helping Hand. It's not used too often on Whimsicott, but because Fake Out is getting increasingly common in the metagame, you can basically play around Fake Out by going for plays like that. And we're actually going to be faster than Excadrill. I mean, there's so much we could do. We've got Dracovish and Togekiss in the back. Let's just make sure we set up Tailwind, so let's just switch out into Dracovish. And Max Wormwind into Pikachu. Because as soon as Tailwind goes up, we just win the game. Although it actually might be more correct to switch out Togekiss rather than Dracovish, because Dracovish can guarantee one-shot things. But, yeah. Oh wait, the Excadrill is faster than Duraludon. I don't know why I'm surprised by that. The Max Wormwind gets the KO here. Yeah. No, that was a slight flub actually. But I mean, even if he crits me there, I think we're fine. As you saw, it does so little damage because of the -1 attack. So, very straightforward game here. And, yeah, that's exactly the lead I was expecting from my opponent, because you would lead that if you want to just avoid, like... Because part of the problem with the Arash's team is, like, you know, it doesn't have its own Tailwind, so you have to really focus on denying Tailwind. He's just going to Earthquake, but Fish's Ren would just pick up the KO. Yeah, that does no damage. You have to deny Tailwind, basically, and so by the best way to deny Tailwind is, like, that fake out play, like I mentioned. But then you're stuck with normal Pikachu in the game, right? And that's not that good. But once again, like, these games, the one against Durant and the one against this team, like, we were able to play around a little bit easier because we knew the sets, so it makes things a little bit more manageable. So, yeah, not surprising to see these teams run around everywhere. I mean, these are some of the top performing teams from throughout the year. They're really cool as well, and they got some really neat tricks, but I think we're going to play a fourth game. And I would really love to bring Glaceon into this one, so I think I'm going to try to. I would really like to. Because it's one of my favorite Pokemon, and I want to, like, Dynamax Glaceon. Like, that would be really cool. So, slightly longer episode for you guys. Hopefully you guys don't mind. And, yeah, thank you guys once again for 100k subs. Just so excited about that, and like I said, we're going to be doing a celebration stream on Twitch, and I think I'm finally going to get into streaming more regularly on Twitch. I've been saying that for, like, forever, but now is finally the time, and like I said, I got a bunch of emotes commissioned, and got some cool subscriber perks. Wow, that's a really cool team. Grimmsnarl, Rotom, Snorlax, Togekiss, Dragapult, and the Seismitoad. Guys, I think I'm bringing Glaceon in this one. It's probably not the best Pokemon to bring, but it's actually solid because of Max Ice against Dragapult and Togekiss, and we can Freeze Dry the Seismitoad. The problem here, once again, is there's another Fake Out, so I don't want to just lead Whimsicott, because I want Glaceon under Tailwind in an ideal world. I'm thinking of leading Togekiss here, actually. Let's see. Togekiss is really good offensively. I'm worried about Grimmsnarl plus Dragapult or Grimmsnarl plus Togekiss, so we want to lead around that. We can also Dynamax Togekiss. Like, I'm not committing to Dynamaxing Glaceon this early on, but I want to bring it because one of the reasons why I wanted to use this team was because it had Glaceon. Should I just risk it for the biscuit and lead with it? I don't think that's super optimal. I think the Duraludon's probably a more optimal lead. It does feel weird not bringing Dracovish if I go with this, though. This is pretty weak to Rotom. Meh. You know what? I'm actually going to lead Glaceon, and I'll have Whimsicott and Dracovish in the back. I don't think this is super optimal, but whatever. I want to have some fun, and I want to bring out Glaceon. Yeah, the problem is the Rotom Heat. If we can get Tailwind up, can knock out the Dragapult, then Dracovish can knock out... I've been calling it Dracovish this whole time, but I think the proper pronunciation is actually Dracovish. It's going to be Rotom and Grimmsnarl, though, so my opponent said, I don't want to see your Togekiss. Get out of here. This actually makes me very sad. That's, like, the worst combo to go up against. Okay. Sad. This is very sad. The Duraludon I wanted to go with could have actually been alright here. Am I crazy for wanting to Hyper Beam? Yeah, I'm pretty crazy for thinking that, I think. Here's what we're going to do. I think we're just going to Protect and switch out into Whimsicott to get Tailwind up. And then we're going to want to knock out the Grimmsnarl. Man, I wanted to use Glaceon so badly. Come on. I wonder if it's Fake Tears Thunderbolt or... I'm worried about Nasty Plot. But, okay, there's Fake Out into Protect and presumably Thunderbolt into that. Oh, it's actually Overheat. That's actually good for us. That's actually really not bad. Although Fake Outing Togekiss is... It's kind of annoying to see just because Togekiss could so easily Dynamax there, but whatever. Ah, White Orb Rotom. That's my first time seeing that. That's actually really cool. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to Dynamax here. If you Thunderbolt us, we get the Weakness Policy proc, so I actually wouldn't mind that. We're going to go for a Max Starfall and just go for a Tailwind. Do we need Tailwind here? Yeah, we do. I'm just worried about Thunder Wave. You could so easily Thunder Wave Grimmsnarl, but I'd actually be okay. Sorry. Yeah, if you Thunder Wave us, I think that's actually okay, because if you're Rotom... No, Rotom actually still wouldn't outspeed us, because I think this Togekiss is pretty speedy. So I think it's max speed, actually, but I don't know how my opponent's Rotom is trained. White Herb was really cool, though. That's interesting. Nice play by my opponent turn 1. Let's see. Is there a Thunder Wave coming out? Could also be Fake Tears, which I'm scared about. It's just Light Screen. I think I'll take that. It's probably the worst, or sorry, the best out of all the potential outcomes. Alright, we'll get Max Starfall off. More importantly, we've got Speed Control up right now. Actually, really doesn't do very much. I don't even know if a Moonblast knocks out from Whimsicott. But if you Thunderbolt us, you're going to activate Weakness Policy, which is good. And there's Thunderbolt, but actually targets Whimsicott. Nicely done by my opponent. Really nicely done. This isn't terrible, though, because now we get the Dracovish out. And we can go for... You can Thunder Wave Dracovish too, which is actually huge. So I think what we're actually going to do is just max Airstream. I don't really care about Grimmsnarl, because I think... Okay, that switches out. Seismitoad. Does it get Water Absorb? No, it's Togekiss coming out. Okay. Reflect, that's fine. Might be able to pull it back now. Let's see. Maybe we should have prioritized knocking out instead of going for a speed boost here. Oh, that KOs anyway. Huh. Is that a crit? Yeah, okay. So does Banfish's Rent knock out through Reflect? I want to say no, but you can't underestimate the fish. Let's see. Big question is what my opponent's last one is, because that's gonna be the Pokemon that's gonna be Dynamaxing. Oh my goodness! Banfish is so good, dude. What? Are you serious? Alright, well, Rotom's getting one shot. We've still got the speed advantage, so the question is what your last Pokemon is. Snorlax? Wow, I wasn't anticipating that, that's for sure. Okay. I'm just gonna max Airstream Snorlax and Fish's Rend. Snorlax shouldn't be able to do too much damage to us unless you're... I guess it could be a Belly Drum variant. I'm also worried about Ally Switch after the Belly Drum goes up. But if Rotom doesn't have Protect here, I think it's just over. It might have been safer to double up into Snorlax there. Let's see what's Dynamaxing here, though. Is it Snorlax? Yeah, I mean, this isn't going to do much damage to us, so that's fine. Like, what I was worried about is it Belly Drumming up. The thing is, it is super, super tanky, but... Does Rotom Protect? Ally Switch? No Protect. I mean, Fish's Wrench is KOing that. Banned Fish is so strong here. Although we do so little damage right now to the Snorlax. I'm scared of Snorlax 3v1. It's just so bulky right now. But Fish's Wrench here will get the knockout. Beautiful. Alright, let's see if Snorlax can take over. It's just Gmax replenishing. I mean, this shouldn't do that much, right? Oh, let's see. Ooh, does over half. We don't have Follow Me either, which is part of the problem. Could switch out into Glaceon to stall out the Dynamax. So there's just so many turns of Reflect left. Wow, that did 78 damage. That was literally 50%. So I don't know what the roll was there. I think it might be better just to overwhelm with offense. This Snorlax could actually theoretically pull this off. Because I don't want to take unnecessary... I need to get as many attacks off as possible at this point, right? And it's so bulky. Alright, we do put it in berry range here, though. Maybe we didn't want to do that. Maybe we wanted to stall out Dynamax. Yeah, I actually think it's correct to probably switch out the fish here. See if Replenish knocks us out. It does. So that was probably a roll. And Snorlax gets its berry back. Oh, man. Let's see if we can pull it off. Like, the thing is, we don't have heavy damage here. Who else? I mean, what else would I have brought over this? I guess Haxorus had close combat, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we just go for Dazzling Gleam and Ice Beam. The screens are going to end soon, and this is the last turn of Dynamax, so... Just worried about Recycle. Also worried about getting crit here. It might have been better to switch out into Glaceon. I don't know yet. Because I still feel like we're probably okay here, but we'll have to see. Unless it gets its berry back again. Oh, it's actually just max quaking. That's smart. Yeah, we don't have Follow Me here, which is the other part of the problem. Oh, you know what's one really cool thing I can go for? As Light Screen actually wears off, so it wasn't Light Clay. Oh, interesting. I was gonna say to activate my own weakness policy on Togekiss. Let me see. I just don't want to crit myself, that's the thing, right? I might do that, honestly. Freeze Dry's pretty weak. I'm gonna activate my own weakness policy. Well, I'll have to see if it has Recycle. Oh, wow. I severely underestimated how much damage I was doing there. But he's going for Darkest Lariat. Okay. That shouldn't KO. No screens now, +2 Togekiss. I think I'm actually going to protect Togekiss here. I mean, does Ice Beam? Actually, no. It's better just to attack here. We're just going to Dazzling Gleam and Ice Beam. We got very fortunate Togekiss to not get targeted there. That was stupid. I thought I would take way less damage from Freeze Dry. Alright, does this get the KO? Okay. I don't think freeze drying myself was correct there. But I was worried about Recycle. I mean, that covers most options unless you target Togekiss. But if you target Togekiss, we just lose the game there. So I don't think that was the cleanest end game on my end. Anyway, those were some really fun games. Glaceon came out and actually did something, but it's still, we haven't featured it as much as I'd like. So we'll probably play one more episode with this tomorrow, and hopefully we'll get some more Glaceon action in it. But these are some fun games for sure. I feel like I should have lost a lot of the games I played with this team, but yeah, I mean, that first game, or sorry, second game, there was that miss, which was big. I mean, the flinch made up for it, but I don't know. I don't think I played super well in that, but sometimes the team matchup is just rough, so you have to figure out clever ways around it. So yeah, it's going to be it for this one, guys. 4 games for you guys today, so I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like as always if you did, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, peace.